Hey everyone. Welcome again to the Deb of Night.
The suck of night.
The suck of night. Some suck?
Yes. Back to playing Vampires the Masquerade.
Okay. Someday soon I might get to see the game.
I thought you already had it prepared.
I mean, what are you even talking about?
I don't know. I guess I'm just a dumb, stupid idiot.
I guess so. I mean, we've dealt with this before. It's just like, because it's old, it just doesn't want to be minimized.
Nice. Yeah, you have to minimize it to start the stream, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So then you have to open it back up, and I have like the two monitors, right?
So it shouldn't be a problem, and yet it is.
So I just click on it a bunch of times and wait, and then click on it again. Eventually something will happen, right?
I'm sure there's a solution to this problem.
There's like flashes and glimmers of the game, just eventually it should just decide to work. My theory anyway. Maybe I could do like Windows key and tab, and that's like the more accepted way of getting back into the game. There we go.
So. Wow, 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 wow. Alright, so what's next on the quest board?
I don't know. It's been like a week.
It's been a good bit. We've been doing other things. Like going to conventions.
Yeah.
One convention in particular. They put us in the best room, far away from everybody else.
Yeah. Nox is... Yeah. Drive. I'll tell you when the mood hits me. Could you zoom in so I can see chat? Yeah, let's get some suck indeed. Yeah, so the con was interesting. Met a couple interesting people.
Eric Lowry, in quotes, interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of those. For someone who's seduced by you, she seems to be angry at your presence quite often.
Yeah, I mean... realistic. For dyed hair, it's quite realistic.
Yeah.
Now, is she affected by my what do you call this? Oh, she is. What's the flesh shaping called? My Sumishi wait,
There we go. Now we're rocking it.
incredible dance.
Including the behemoth you told me in Chaos about?
The behemoth, oh, like Beaker? God damn. Fucking Beaker. There was a lot. Like there were okay, so if you see this once in life, this is like I would say notable. Just seeing it once, but we saw like 4. Like way too many transgender Quasimodos. Like man, there was just this one.
A bunch of metalheads there too.
Yeah, there was a ton of metalheads and a ton of like super jacked tall dads with like
some obvious based people.
Yeah, it was a bunch of guys with like bunch of like huge white families of like 3, 4, 5, 6 kids. There was a lot of metalheads, a lot of tattoos.
And then there's just the guy across from us wearing Antifa merchandise.
Yeah, I mean it's yeah, okay. Well, yes, that is true. I was
a problem.
I was thinking like, oh, the positive, but yeah, I guess it was that.
Cons attract both the chads and the dregs of society. How do we keep the dregs out? Garden variety geeks like myself. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I could have gone for more of those. There was just this one dude. Fuck, man, just
really
like
just got under your skin.
not even just one. You know what? It's like an archetype. You know what I mean? Like
it's like the straw that broke your back.
So it's like I like this quest. Fuck this quest. I don't know why I can never complete this. I guess I'll just go talk to the prince. Just progress the main storyline.
Yeah, sure.
The hotel thing is like I don't really want to do it because she's just like her only reasoning is like, well, he wants me to pay him money and I don't want to, and like he's a misogynist, and it's like maybe at one point in my life would I be like, oh yeah, I don't like misogynists. But now I'm just like, I feel like if you call someone a misogynist,
you're lying.
Yeah, like.
Please describe further. Go off, Adam.
Oh man, this okay. So there was an archetype of Quasimodos. Like, all right, like trans Quasimodos. So like, I'm a guy, right? Now I've had long hair for a long time. Oh, shut the fuck. But it's like, you don't necessarily like when you first get long hair, it's like kind of hard to like figure everything out and like take care of it and stuff, right? People figure this stuff out, but I just I'm trying to understand how this could happen, right? So this guy's got the long hair and he's got the lipstick on and he's like he's like trying to be a woman, right? And he's quite tall. But he's got like super greasy hair on the top of his head to the point where it's like curling like a dog when they get wet, But then he's got like really, really dry split ends. Like the hair just isn't like taken care of. And then he's like kind of balding on top of it. And it's just like this horrific combination of
what happened.
like usually when someone is like balding, they don't also have greasy hair. And then usually when someone's got split ends, like dry split ends, they also don't have greasy roots of their hair to the point where it's like changing the shape of their hair. Like, yeah, and then on top of all that, they're like dragging their foot like a club.
Real life Nosferatu.
Yeah, no, a real life no. As soon as I I swear to God, as soon as I saw them, I was like, yeah. As soon as I saw them, I was like, it's not really. I was like, that's a Nosferatu. It's not really fair to say that Nosferatu, like people would scream and shoot at you as a Nosferatu, because that's so disgusting. That is a hideous creature, and yet no one really cares. They're just like, yeah, well, whatever, fucking, I guess it's just like, it's just the guy.
I don't want to be a bigot.
Yeah, but man.
Lowry says, vampires are behind the SJW movement. It makes so much sense.
Should I go I or Stowe?
Stowe.
Yeah, Gary.
It's definitely Gary.
It's always been Gary. Gary?
The Nosferatu were responsible for finding out where the sarcophagus was taken out of.
Gary.
Gary.
I want him found. I want him found. The sarcophagus could be exploited, causing who knows what catastrophe to this city if it were to fall into the wrong hands. The Nosferatu lurk in a filth below the streets of Hollywood. Not even I know just where they hide. Hollywood is, unfortunately, lacking in any camera loyalties. Hollywood's baron is an anarch named Isaac. Isaac's more civil than the anarchs are found, but nonetheless he wears his mistrust of his sleeve. He may know how to contact the Nosferatu. Find Gary and get him to talk. That sarcophagus will be used against us. Do not come back until you have it. Now, I must announce the Bloodlines. They're the brunt of all consequences. Spoken out.
Alrighty. Find some Gary.
Yeah, what I mean by Quasimodo, by the way, is like some form of like they're like hunched and like
It's like the virgin position where it's like curling.
no more than that, like dragging like angled forward and then like dragging their foot behind them, like hobbling, like they don't have a standard, like their stride isn't equally divided between both legs, like one leg is doing more work and they're like clamoring as they walk.
Everyone's got canes and shit.
Yeah, there were so many people with canes and with walkers. Like there was it, in a way the con was kind of like an offensive caricature of like SJWs, because there was a lot of retarded people with walkers and canes and like shitty spray painted blue hair and like super receding chins. Oh my god. It was like you could measure someone's politics by their chin. Like the people who ate steak, you could tell they had like powerful jaws. It's also like there's so much like going to Hollywood, baby. There were so many like gigantic people there. Everyone was like 6'2" and up.
I ain't seen you here before. If I haven't seen you, neither was Isaac. So that's your next stop.
Rocky?
And you might be.
Isaac's in the jewelry store at the end of the street. Consider yourself invited.
And what if I don't want to see Isaac?
You do.
I want
You
that quote
gonna
on
make
a
me?
plaque. You can measure someone's politics by their chin.
There was just a lot of like receding chin people with like a lot of fat on them. So there was just like,
Soft foods.
yeah, it was just like they were like snakes. You know, they just had this big gullet like reaching up and consuming their chin, dragging it back into their throat. And
You can tell they don't chew mastic gum from chips.
it's an internet cafe. I don't know if I've been in here. Maybe I remember this. There must be a quest that has you go in here. This is like the shittiest internet cafe I've seen in my entire life.
Yeah. Just Coke resting on top of the computer. I'm sure this place is going places.
I've never considered myself a handsome man, but this kind of description makes me feel better about myself.
Yeah, doesn't it just make you subconsciously start to stand up straighter?
It does. It does.
Like, oh god, I can't
Wait.
turn out like those people.
Captain Bananas. Gotta know about him. Okay. I don't know if I've heard this song before.
It's very chill. And loud, oddly enough.
Oh, look at this! Look at this gaming computer. Oh my God! Do
They
you
got the
have
LEDs?
do you have a monitor like that with like tabs on the bottom? That is the most vertical computer case I've ever seen. My God!
Yeah, right?
So many buttons and no USB ports.
No wires in general.
Oh yeah, maybe it's just a fucking refrigerator. Just a battery-powered refrigerator in the middle of his. Need some help? Yeah. You just keep on shitting on, bro. It's my least favorite song on the OST.
This is my favorite song on the OST.
Fun fan, the fun fact, the can says cock, yeah, instead of coke.
10 out of 10 comedy.
This is where Lowry's waifu is. I think it's not the. It's one of these, right? It's Vesuvius. You have to go to Vesuvius. You know, volcanoes, because coming, right? Yeah. Where the fuck am I? Where am I?
Can't wait to meet Vivi.
Yeah. Oh. Okay, locked. Oh, these must be apartments like in Karate Kid. This is like where he lived. Difficulty 8? I forget. Can I? Picky. What is my... Lockpicking gets up to 6. Dexterity's pretty high. Oh, so blood buff doesn't really do anything for me, does it? That's weird. Blood buff in this game is way better than it is in the tabletop. You can, like, spend a blood point to improve, like...
Whoa.
Oh.
Oh. Well, you got experience. Hey, a card. Did you already pick that
But where was the person? Wasn't there a woman that punched the guy?
I know. Isn't that fucking weird? It's like you were just seeing the memory of it.
Like I just fucking Abe Sapien'd it.
Yeah, right. That's what I was thinking.
Man, what a piece of shit, like, hotel. There's no place to put the shampoo, you have to put it on the floor.
In the unofficial patch, Blood Buff gives you a bonus of +2 instead of just setting your stats to a fixed amount.
Yeah, I could be wrong, but I think in the tabletop, you can spend a blood point to just get an extra dice on a roll. So so it's like, you know,
You're right.
there's no cap, I guess, but now again, I could be wrong in how it works, but I think it's just that. I think it's just like. So you would have to spend an astronomical amount of blood to get the effects of blood buff. You'd have to spend 15 blood points. You'd have to drain like 7 people to pick a lock with the Majesty.
Hey, Gil says, welcome back, Chatham and Chad fan.
Water would be too complicated.
It's funny how you went from, like, man fan to just Chatham. It's a good evolution.
Sorry, no vacancies. Feel free, man. This is a treasure trove of human banality. Working here, you lots of times, man. You get stories, you get characters, you would. This is that place where writers know study human behavior, man. It's invaluable. Writers such a tarnished term, you know? It's like every other guy says he's a writer, right? You write a letter, you're a writer, you know? It's what I do. That's screenwriting. Like, I encapsulate the essence, excellent film in my scripts, all right?
Okay.
It's called passion, man.
This, let me go. Let me go.
Passionate.
I've experienced enough of
You
this.
want to read my script?
I've experienced enough of this in real life.
Yeah, really.
Huh. Yeah, there's so much stuff I don't think I really explored in here.
I do gotta say, we haven't really been wildly successful for any of the cons that we've gone to, but Granite State Comic Con was definitely the least successful.
Oh yeah,
by
that was
a huge.
that was a
margin.
catastrophe. But
It
at
was a clusterfuck.
at the same time, every con we make
We make friends.
well no, that's not what I was gonna say. But we make contacts and stuff for business stuff
Did meet 2 fans.
yeah
One of them was our only sale.
yeah well anyway if there's any more depressing details you want to
Adam told us you got invited to another con for free, so you're net neutral.
yeah that's what I was gonna say is it's
Yeah, trade in this con for another one.
And then
That'll
also-
be better.
yeah and then also this con and the last one the last 2 I guess Nosferatu munchies and eat the rats. Yeah, this con and the last one we nailed down some well, not nailed down, but some potential business for the soap company, so
Hell yeah.
might be supplying soap for some more successful businesses.
Yeah. We've got, places in mind for other future conventions and fairs to go to as well. We've only got one more con for this year, I think. HoochieCon in October. Which was, I think, the most expensive out of all of them.
Hey, baby, looking for a date? I'm gonna show you some.
Okay.
Okay.
This is private enough to have sex? Okay.
Apparently. If y'all ever make it down to Texas, I'd be stoked to meet y'all and get some signatures.
Ah.
We would be honored.
Whoop. Don't want to kill any hookers today.
Well,
Now,
granted, Texas is a long drive.
Texas is a long drive. Although, if it's signatures you're after, can always get those straight from, like, website purchases. But also, there's there's Anime Matsuri or whatever in Texas, and I think that's, like, the one con that didn't kick Vic Mignogna out.
I think so.
So, based?
Well, I mean, it's Texas.
Yeah.
It's 90% based. Anime Matsuri is huge. At some point, I'll be able to go to a con you guys are at. New Jersey isn't too far from...
Ma. He meant Ma.
Your ma, yeah, sure.
Yeah. It's not Massachusetts. It's Ma.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whatever you say, Adam.
Yeah.
Seems the wooden soldiers of the Camarilla shuffling a little too often these nights. And that baby-faced two-bit Prince LaCroix got something to say to me.
Fuck's your problem, man?
So, you come to barter information with the sewer rats. LaCroix must really be desperately stupid for starting with their kind. And asking for my help of all people.
Oh, he's got a smirk. That's a impressive facial animation.
Look at him go.
Wow. You got something important on Twitter?
You know, for how low res it is, I'm actually quite delightfully surprised at how, like, expressive a lot of the faces are and everything when you're talking to people.
Perhaps. However, before we discuss how I might help you, there is the matter of tribute. Only old-fashioned, but this is my barony, and as is tradition, a token of respect must be paid. What I want is a simple exchange. Last week I paid for a certain item, a movie, and this evening I got an email saying that the seller is ready to deliver it. Unfortunately, he's become a bit paranoid all of a sudden. Won't meet me in person, won't drop it off, won't even answer his phone. Says he'll send the location of the pickup to a computer in a nearby village cafe. Speaking of paranoia, no. Simple pickups, all that's involved. Go to the Ground Zero Internet Cafe, look for a directory named Joseph K, and use the password Kafka. There'll be an email in there that will specify a nearby location. Meet the contact, pick up the item, come back. Not too painful.
Kafka. That's a shonen protagonist name.
There'll be plenty of time for questions later. In the meantime, consider yourself a welcome guest in my barony. Welcome to Hollywood.
Yeah, Hollywood, great.
Wonderful. Can't wait.
So we met a few colorful characters. There was this one woman selling swords with her husband, older woman, and
Oh, did you ever get to talk to her husband?
I didn't know. She
Oh my gosh, is that you? Everyone was worried sick about you. When you didn't show up and didn't call and nobody knew anything about what happened to you, we thought you were dead. Are you okay? You know what? Never mind. We have to help you.
Who are you?
It's me, Samantha. Don't you? Let me make a call. We'll get everybody together. We can talk. Maybe you'll remember something. The important thing is that they know you're alive.
She batshit crazy.
I don't think you know what you're saying. We're gonna help you. You'll see. Everybody just wants to see you safe and back to your old self.
Are you affected by...
The
Booba?
important things.
Wait here. I'm gonna make a call.
No, you don't need to make any calls. Oh,
It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay.
Yeah.
It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay.
shh.
Sleep.
Oh, that actually counts as a Masquerade redemption if you trance her?
Huh. That's interesting. Pyrus here says, "Hey, are you sucking, son?"
Yeah.
I thought there was a way to just convince her that you're not who she thinks you are.
Maybe. I think I need more points in persuasion. So, yeah, let's drop some points in here. Oh, 12 for the next rank? Let's fucking calm down.
I mean, maybe if
Oh,
you just
charisma
straight up
is
said
at-
you're batshit crazy, lady, she'd be like, "Oh my gosh."
Charisma is at, like, 1 point. I think I can drop another in there. I already had to cycle through so many different disciplines, but I do kind of want Blood Salvo. None of these help with anything. Like, Brainwipe never worked. Mass suicide is funny. Not funny, but it's cool, but it's not good.
Take
Auspex
that out of context.
Auspex is really good in the tabletop, but it's terrible in this game. It's just like you can barely tell that they're supposed to have an aura. But yeah, let me just get it. I'll just spend the points in thaumaturgy that I'm going to eventually spend, and then I'll know what points I have left over. This looks good. Yeah, I'll finally put some points in places. Let's see what the red spot's got, right? This is where you buy the armor for this area. It's wild to me how much XP you leave lying around. Yeah, I mean...
Or honeydew asking, "What did I miss?" You know, we're just getting our suck on.
And hey, why didn't you
Oh man, too many people talking.
Looks like somebody's been waiting in the queue quite a while. So caller, why are you
This isn't gonna turn out to be ironic, is it? You're not like a serial killer, are you?
or tripping crickets are keeping you up, or you have nightmares about
You should come out to see my band.
Ebola cereal.
Tomorrow night. $5
It's not the worst band name I've ever heard.
Are there any scientists out there listening to this?
Like smirking.
Hey, you know, you should really ask them. I'm glad you asked that, bro. Seeing as how you get trustworthy or something, I got this special for you last year.
You know, they voluntarily eat insects in some countries.
Cult Anaconda.
So, you never sleep at night. I assume you do sleep, right? And what exactly?
Wait, doesn't he have...
That would explain why my nephew invested that 20 I sent him for his birthday on magic beads. It's always good to know that the future of our country is in good hands, isn't it? Oh boy.
normal watch?
Let's see who else we got. Caller.
So yeah, anyway, I was looking around at her stuff, and then she was like, "Oh, look at these katanas," and I was like, "Yeah, okay."
Movies I might have seen?
She mentioned that like one of the swords had a tungsten, was made out of tungsten, and I was like, "Oh, that's so cool," because, you know, tungsten is like a super hard.
Anything? How can you call yourself a writer? Because I once fixed my toilet doesn't make me a plumber, right? Is there anyone in this city that doesn't call themselves a writer or actor or director?
She's doing the same bit.
Okay.
Man, the radio's so loud over by him.
Yeah.
Anyway, you can continue.
Yeah, so
Tungsten.
Gearhead Industries. Totally not the Iron Giant. Okay. The Asshole. Then that's Vesuvius. Has yeah, so I was like, oh, that's so cool because tungsten is a very, very hard metal, but it's heavier than steel, right? So I was like, oh yeah. She's like, she like hands it to me so I can hold it, and then I'm holding it for like 2 seconds, and I'm like feeling the weight, right? And I'm just like, oh yeah. You know, you'd think because katanas have such like longer handles, whatever, and she just like, without me even like fully expressing a thought, she's like upset, and she's like, oh, like it's a masterwork or whatever, or something like that. It's like, oh, it's a custom made, so you know, just because you don't like it doesn't mean that it's bad. And I was like, what the fuck? She's like carrying on, like she can't hear that well, but she's just like upset with whatever I'm saying. And what I'm trying to express to her is that katanas have a much longer handle than European swords. And this causes there to be a lot of weight in the handle. So theoretically, the sword would be more whippy. Like you'd be able to control the blade better in theory, but not like in practice. Like I've never really felt a katana that really moved as well as a longsword. And when you watch like when you watch kendo and stuff, people tend to be using like their whole arm to move the sword, whereas like with longswords, people just move their wrists a little bit and the blade will just whip all around. So yeah. So anyway, I was saying, like, if any sword was going to be able to compensate for having a heavier metal, a katana, you'd expect it to do pretty well because there's so much weight in the handle. But holding the tungsten katana, it's not really... It's not really the case.
Weight is just one aspect of a sword too. What's the edge retention on tungsten?
It's a good question. I don't know. I don't know really much about tungsten other than how dense it is and how hard it is to break. Tungsten as armor really makes a lot more sense than a sword. Because, for instance, like obsidian has like a very high... has like a very sharp
Away from him.
it has like the sharpest sort of like edge you can get. I think there might be something sharper, but it's not really relevant because obsidian isn't very hard. Steel is a good mix of hardness and weight. So this was the business card we got in the
In the shell room.
yeah. But yeah, she was just this lady was just like she didn't want to hear anything, like she didn't. And I was like trying to be like, yeah, no, it's not bad. It would make a sword a little choppy, right? And she was like, I don't think you'd chop with a sword like that. You know, it's like fucking going on on about fucking katanas. Like, she's like such a fucking weeaboo. Like, she's like, oh, you wouldn't shop with that. They would find that disrespectful. I was like, yeah, I mean, but if you're like using it on targets or something, and she's like,
Don't use it on targets.
that would not be like traditional. You know, it's like, well, you know, like tatami mats and stuff. And she's like, oh, like a Japanese target or something.
Yeah, that changes it.
Like, she doesn't know what it is. Like, she doesn't know what tatami mats are, but she's like, oh, that sounds Japanese, so I'll be like more respectful now. And then it's just so annoying. Oh my fucking god.
Like,
Physics damage piece of shit.
some people only have like room temperature knowledge about something, but they want to feel like an expert.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like she's one of those.
Yeah. And then she hands me another sword, and it actually feels better. You know, I was like, oh, it feels different. Is this also tungsten? And it's like, yeah, of course it is. And it's like, don't. I was like, first of all, I was like, look, I don't know where like, I didn't like say anything, but it's like, where do you get off like being like, of course, because it's on the, I put it on the top of the rack, which is supposed to be higher quality, and other people are supposed to know that I consider tungsten swords, which no one has ever made a sword out of,
The highest of quality.
to be the highest of qualities. A sword that's completely useless in a fight, because you could never move it around as quickly as a steel sword. And you don't need, like, space-age technology to cut someone. You just need steel, as it turns out. Now, what kind of retarded-ass vampire has to stack boxes to climb over a car instead of just... This is some fucking magic school bus bullshit right here.
Should have got the ability to turn into a bat.
But like, I was going to buy something, and it was just like, you know.
Yeah, after the interaction, she talked you out of a sale, basically.
Yeah, I was going to buy something, and I was trying to like convince myself to go back, but I just like couldn't. I was just like, no. It's just like...
She is talking about traditional while having a katana that defies the tradition itself.
She mentioned that. She's like, oh well, I think if you were going to be doing cutting tatami mats, then they would want you to use something like steel, because they're very like traditional. This just wouldn't be, you know. It's like, yeah, I think actually, lady, I could just buy tatami mats on eBay and cut them in my backyard like a fucking mall ninja, and no one would stop me. Actually. And she's like, and yeah, and I was like, well, you know, it's like, I don't know. She was like, oh, they're all made like, they're all unique or whatever, so they're all gonna be different. And she's like, I don't think there's a right or wrong way to do it. And she repeated that phrase multiple times while I'm trying to talk. She's like, they're all masterworks. I don't think there's a right or wrong way to do it. Like, that's an excuse I've heard from room temperature IQ people trying to explain away extremely poor quality in something. They're like, oh, it was custom made. And it's like, so you custom made something badly because you're low skill, and then you want someone to pay for it even though it's a bad product. So here's the thing, is like, when you get something handmade, you want personal attention to it, not personal, like, negligence. You want someone to do a good... Okay.
Yeah, I was kind of feeling
This is not correct. Okay? This car is not supposed to be blocking that. I'm pretty sure. I don't think there's a way around it. I think they just fucked it up.
Yep, fair. Either that or it's just really desperate, aggressive marketing speak just to sell it to you. Well, aggressive selling doesn't really work on either of us.
Yeah. And then it's just like, I was like, oh, Well, I've taken some like longsword classes, like some like and then she's like European, and I was like,
It's a long sword. What do you think?
I was like, yeah, I was like, yeah, European, and she's like, she has such like this disdain for European stuff,
There. It's not as good as weeb shit.
and I'm just. And it's just like, fire scary. Whee!
Vampire.
Yeah, it was.
Personal negligence is going to be the name of my first album.
So.
Get some music with your footwork.
Back off, vampire. Stay the fuck back. Did nothing to you.
That's the problem.
What the hell do you care? I don't give a damn. Why? So you can pass judgment on me? So you can decide if those murderers deserve to be gutted? You'll never know. You'll never.
You could have just stabbed him. That type of coercion might actually work on someone who doesn't know anything about swords. Too bad she didn't know who she was dealing with.
Yeah. So after I said that I did like European stuff, she's like super dismissive and super fucking like disrespectful.
You might like this one.
And then she goes and gets like the shittiest sword you've ever seen, and then hands it to me. And it's like, before she even hands it to me, I'm like, I can tell that the proportions are completely fucked, right?
Yeah.
The blade is like way too thick. It would
I
never.
also thought it was odd that she heard you took longsword lessons and then did not bring you a longsword.
Yeah.
She's just like, yeah, you would like this. And it's just like
It's like this
some shitty...
cartoonishly shitty longsword.
No, I don't even think it could be considered
Not,
a
it's not.
longsword.
Yeah, it's not a longsword. It's like the proportions are all fucked up.
Yeah, it's not...
Someone might call it a bastard sword, but they would probably be wrong.
I don't know what kind of sword it exactly was.
Yeah, I don't know.
But...
Bastard sword is like a modern term. So anyway, yeah. So I held it and I was like, "Oh, it's a little guy," because it's like I was, it's like the proportions are wrong. She's like, "I don't know about little, but I have a huge claymore if you want that." And I was like holding it and I was like feeling it. I was like, "Oh yeah, this is." Also, I was like, yeah, like it was bad, right? The blade is too heavy. It's just not. It just wouldn't function. The sword must have been like 4 pounds or something. Like it just, it's nothing that's unswingable, but it's just, if someone has a 2.5 pound sword, they'll kill you. Like there's no getting around it. Hollywood scimitar levels of accuracy. Hollywood, like the scimitars in Hollywood movies do exist. It's not like it's not an unheard of type of sword, but yeah, kind of like in that realm of things. So anyway, she hands me another sword and she's like, "Oh, like this," as though like, here's this big heavy sword. Like, oh, like maybe you want this big one, but they're the same weight. Is the thing she doesn't understand is both swords are the same weight, but one is twice as long. And it's like, obviously one of these is way better than the other. But she can't tell. She doesn't understand.
Even the claymore looked kind of tiny.
Yeah,
So,
it wasn't that big.
Yeah.
It wasn't. It was like.
It was thin. It was really thin.
It was like the size of a longsword, maybe a little.
Maybe a little bigger than a longsword, but like it
Not-
still didn't look as big as a claymore should look.
No, I mean the blade was about the right length for a longsword. The handle was gigantic katana size, but it was that's maybe even shorter than a longsword blade. Most of the length of the sword was taken up with the handle because It's not metal, so cheaper, right? But then both swords had these ridiculous price tags of like $300 and $500, and it's like, you could contact a blacksmith in Poland to make yourself to make you a custom sword for like $200. So I mean, obviously the shipping from Poland would be murder, but you know, for $400, instead of getting some mall ninja fucking claymore, you could get a real longsword made by like a very skilled blacksmith.
You can have it custom made.
You think your bullshit vampire rules mean goddamn nothing to me. Nothing. The children butchered by small-time criminals just looking to rob our house, steal our car, take whatever. No sense to any of it. No plan, no ransom, just kill them because why? Because they were there in the way.
Um,
My whole family can't like revenge, justice, whatever you want to call it. All I thought about is
um,
I don't know. Butchering those bastards was the first time I felt anything since my family was torn from me. I'm sure there are others out there whose crimes have gone unpunished.
He's become the Punisher.
At least I put to use for a just cause. At least I did something. I can't turn my back on the evil of this world. You'll never take me alive, vampire. No one will take from me again. No one. Even we go our separate ways here, or one of us dies.
Well. Hey, Chaos Smash. Welcome to chat. Sorry I'm late. What's going on now? Well, we're kind of being forced to kill this guy.
yeah, this guy, he killed, he killed some, like, murderers that deserved to be killed, but he killed them in a way that was too extreme. Like, he used his claws instead of using a knife and stuff, so he's made it clear that, like, something supernatural happened, so it's a Masquerade violation. So,
Yeah. And it's implied that he has lost control. He's given in to the beast.
so, and he's not willing to reason or, like, obey the Masquerade. And I don't have enough persuasion to make him obey the Masquerade, but then also I don't really think he deserves to be killed, so I already have so many, like, I'm in so good with the Camarilla. I've done so many, like, I need a really high persuasion to talk him down.
Can we blame it on a rabid dog?
I'm gonna let him go. Because, like, yeah, you know, he's not that bad. If he does cause Masquerade violations, it's not my problem.
Well, there you go.
And I am
You
now...
lose humanity if you fight him. but it's not that much of a loss, and it's the better outcome. I'm pretty sure letting him go counts as failing the quest.
Probably. Yeah, I mean, I guess I could wait until my persuasion is higher, right? What's the save? That must be the end of the quest. Maybe this is the start? Yeah, this is before I went in. Okay. Alright, so I gotta go put in the password Kafka. And go to Hollywood.
I usually just kill him if I don't have the persuasion. Whenever I get around to this quest, I'm always XP hungry.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the first couple times I played this game, I made sure I got every single last scrap of XP. Now I'm less XP hungry. Oh, I was just naturally heading. Oh, this guy is so funny. Forgot about this NPC.
Hey, it's Slick.
Hey,
It's Flynn. I'm the proprietor of this here establishment. Anything you want, you can get at the Sydney. The trade ain't a four-letter word here. You know what I'm talking about?
no.
Tell me about this place.
And we've got milk of every flavor. Just tell me what makes your bits tingle, Jack. I'll set you right up.
Whoa.
Yeah, tell me about your products.
And we got everything you'll ever need. Software, hardcore, gay, straight, harm, furry. We got shocker, shivers, self-lubricators, and strap-ons. Chains, crops, and canes are in the back next to the triple rims. Like you said, we got it all.
Sure you do, yeah. No, it's a funny NPC. Like I think there's some quest that involves him at some point. There's a common thing for Nosferatu to do is to spitefully turn like a celebrity or something into a Nosferatu to make them like ugly. So they do it to like porn stars and stuff that they get obsessed with. So I think one of the quests is like a porn star wants you to find like her old videos so she can like relive the glory days or something.
Jeez. The old car salesman smirk. Yep.
Man, that texture quality. I know. Alright. Go back to that internet cafe. Oh, and if you missed it, I found a console command for increasing boob size. Boom.
Hell yeah.
What happens if you go over 9,000?
Hell yeah.
Now we're in business,
Now they're
baby.
mommy milkers.
You know, you cursed me. There was someone dressed up as Lady Dimiskew, and I was like, oh nice. I was about to say like, oh nice, mommy milkers. I was like, fucking Trisha. Someone just like raged and threw their chair. This is like the shittiest gaming cafe. There's just like these Windows 95 pieces of shit. Is it A through F? And then it was like, let me. Joseph K. Oh, okay. Jerk-ass Johnny? Wait, what was it? Am I just a big dumb? Is this wrong computer? Oh, Joseph K. Okay. I'm in the alley behind the fast buck. Okay. What apps does he have on here? Okay. Man. That resolution. But yeah, that lady was it was unfortunate. She was showing me some knives that were pretty interesting. Like there was some guy, a fast buck, right? There's one of the knives was made by the guy who did the knives for Rambo, or like designed by him. She handed me some knife by some like fucking Japanese quote unquote knife maker, and she's like, oh, it's made by this like master knife maker, but it's clearly made by a machine. Like it's very definitely just like a mass produced knife, and you know, it's just like, I don't know. When she handed me the one sword and it was like the weight was a little bit better, I was like, oh, this is a little bit better. And she's like, I know, I've been doing this 30 years. And it's like, well, it's like, really, she's been doing it for 30 years and she's gained zero expertise. Like, she doesn't know anything about knives or swords. She just like sells to mall ninjas and convinces them that like tungsten is
part of
magic.
what made me think that like her husband really runs the thing, and then she like backs him up, so it kind of makes her think that she knows more than she does.
Maybe.
I don't know for sure if that's the case, but got me curious.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, it was unfortunate. The other guy, the guy selling dice, was interesting. There was a guy selling dice, and I was like looking at his table, and I was like scanning, and then I see like little text on a little like package of random dice. He's got three different packs of dice that are like assorted dice that like aren't selling well, so he puts it in a mystery box. And it was a Pride pack, and I was like, and we're like talking to him about like, you know, how hard it is to get like a group together to play like tabletop games, and he's like he's like talking about how it's hard to get everyone to focus, and he's like, oh, I know you're all horny, but like please pay attention. And I was like, is that a normal problem?
I think that's a normal problem amongst those kinds of people. But not amongst normal people. Because, like, in a normal scenario where you're role playing with friends, it's kind of awkward to just be, like, horny around them. Even if you're. Yeah, even if you're role playing, to role play and be like, hey, you wanna fuck, bro? It's, like, fucking weird, you know? But I guess amongst, like, lefty people, that's, like, cool and funny to just have a lot of sexual tension all the time. Yeah, what an odd thing to say. I mean, then you have, like, the issue of, like, the lesbians who use role-playing as an excuse to come on to their straight friends. Which was another discussion that we had for, like, a different scenario. But, I can imagine that also being true in D&D role-playing. I could.
I don't know. Like, I was talking to someone and they were like, what, you've never had sex with any of your friends? And I was like, no, what the fuck? And they were like, well, you know, it's like a,
What do you want?
like they had sex with like all of their friends, and they were like, well, you know, it's like a cuddle puddle, and it's like, you never get into a cuddle puddle, and it's like, what?
Why would you have a cutesy term for being a whore?
Well, it's like they all lay on the floor and cuddle and like spoon each other, but it's like, I've smelled her friends. That's disgusting for a whole new reason. Because like the more you smoke, the less your like sense of smell, right? Well, I don't know. Maybe there's just like maybe some
destroy your senses. Yes.
maybe some people are just like
The
They-
hell is a cuddle puddle?
they also might just be they also just might be like just filthy degenerate coomers. I don't know, but
Yeah.
Yeah?
I mean,
What?
all these things can be true.
Get lost now. Alright. Sorry. It's just that. I mean, something is. I just want out of this whole thing. I don't want anything to do with that damn tape.
Maybe I'm old-fashioned, but I prefer to cuddle with my hypothetical girlfriend and no one else.
yeah, I mean,
The two words cuddle puddle sets off the bad senses in my nose.
yeah. Puddles.
Ugh.
I don't know, but like when he was saying that, I was like, I was just like, is that an everybody problem? Because I was like, yeah, I don't have that problem, man. Like I was like, is that an everybody problem? Or is that a
Is that you?
is that a lefty problem? Like is that a problem that like
I mean, when it comes to video, I've seen everything. And I do mean everything. This thing, it's sick.
what's going on with his neck?
It can't be real, but it is.
It's all fucked up.
Okay, I get it.
Yeah,
Really?
it's
Is
a
it that bad?
degenerate Californian problem.
It's disgusting. That girl, the things that are happening to her, it just ain't right. It just ain't right.
Okay. What are you talking about?
Place I go, wherever I look, I see things. In the shadows, my phone rings. I hear something breathing. I have it. I stashed it someplace. What do you need to find Ginger swords? Huh? What's that? Shh. Did you see that? I'm getting the fuck out of here. What the? Oh, Christ!
Ooh, spooky spook.
I don't suppose I can like go and find him.
Oh my. That was quick.
Can I see in the dark?
All that's left is an arm.
I'm not picking that up because that'll get stuck in my inventory. I guess they just, yeah, there's nothing like actually find. It's just like me and the homies in the cuddle puddle. Yo, bro, can I roll some dice, bro? Huh?
The puddle is just a puddle of cum.
You're so crude. Disgusting.
You're gonna suck?
Can I get a suck? Yo, bro, can I get a suck? Man, I just found myself thinking about Quasimodo again. So fucking brutal.
Yeah. Yeah, that was brutal.
That whole place just makes me want to like revamp my hair care and skin care and like. He wanted me to go to Ginger Swamp. Alright, well.
Mind if I roll your dice, bro? Sean Gordon Murphy was also at that convention. Although I don't think I saw him.
He was like right
like
around.
Right
He
around.
was right around the corner from us. but-
Right. But I don't think I saw him. At least I don't recall seeing him. I recall seeing people with his signed Plot Holes comics.
I guess we should pop into Vesuvius. Speaking of puddles. Oh, you're definitely affected by that code.
Imagine the modern remake of Hunchback of Notre Dame, where his only dream is to go to a Comic-Con. Yep. And he's a strong, independent black woman also.
She's got like super drawn on. Am I taller than a creature in this universe? Oh, look at that.
Wow.
I'm a big boy, huh?
Nice.
Hey, you know what? You're alone, and I have a quick save. How about a sup? Oh. We're in an Elysium. Oh shit, she knows how to
Man.
fucking dance.
Look at her go.
Let me get up here
Dancing
and
on
fucking
lava.
let me show him how it's done. Let me in. No.
Suck.
I want to show him my
Need some
dance.
boxes to stack.
The alpha position. Look at that fucking dancing.
Oh my god, her tits are just out.
No, it's completely not lewd. They have those things in front.
Yeah, they have the
Can we
tassels.
can we over 9,000 this shit? Fuck yeah, dude. Entering the singularity. So what's the default supposed to look like? Like that? That's not too bad.
It's all
This is real. You know what? I think her problem though
Jiggles.
is that she has like some real tubular tits, so they're just gonna get like longer and more like just filled up sacks, like just filled up like socks full of.
Oh my goodness. It's
Now
Jeez.
she looks like a Pokemon or something. Oh shit! What's going on over there? Oh man!
Oh my god.
There we go.
They have minds of their own. Sorry, Gertie. I died. Thank God.
There
this
we go.
channel's not monetized. Yeah, really.
There we go. That's what we
She's
need.
about to fucking take flight.
I don't know what they were thinking with like this like number code thing, because it's like the default is 1, right? But then if you go to like 3, it's like
Crazy,
yeah. All right. So how about 2? No, 2 is too ridiculous. But we can do 1.5 without it being crazy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not too bad.
She's already supposed to have pretty big boobs, I guess.
The Asian chick is excluded from this command. Oh. Well. Hey, bro. Oh, you're definitely affected.
Yeah.
I can't imagine you get much of a rise out of the suit. Maybe I'll
Sure.
What have you done to Best Girl?
I have enhanced. Oh. Okay. She just like
Tits. Increase the boob size on the one dancing on the fat guy.
so the boob size is just like a code for the whole world.
Yeah.
So to
Some don't work.
yeah, some models don't actually have something that's like parsable. Oh god, is it like rotted? Oh no, it's purple. It's like a purple. The textures are so bad.
Right on.
Man, they just look like just river hags. All right, I'm supposed to.
And they massacred my girl. Why the hell is the code start money? Because with more money you can buy bigger tits.
I think they're called money makers or something, right?
But there's a reason I needed to speak to you alone.
Should enjoy the
Fuck,
moment of
fuck,
it,
fuck, fuck, fuck.
Do you not have enough charm? Just a little longer?
Oof.
And the rest of the Hollywood people keep them under surveillance. They think I'm just. I didn't want you to say anything that might draw attention.
Are you sure it's the only reason?
Maybe not. I'm Velvet. The law. But you can call me Vivi. I only let people I like call me that. Feel free to flaunt it.
I'll
Ooh.
flaunt a lot more than that.
She likes you no matter what, even if you're a Nosferatu, though.
I've heard a lot about you. So, I'd just like to know about you.
No. Fuck, 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 fuck.
No, I'm just a dancer. Keep it up and maybe I'll give you. Your own very private show.
You have to do her quest line to get a private dance. There you go. Now she's normal. Enhance.
Enhance! Enhance! I bet you could. I'd like to know more. Hold on. Let's see. 2.5? Crack you open. Okay.
How romantic.
Tell me about your own guns or problem, then we'll go fingers involved. Smooth. Let's see. 1 point. Let's just go 1.9. See what happens. Now we gotta go lower. It's very angular, right? I think though 1.5 generally, as like a general rule, just like functions.
For a few weeks, one of them was working here at Vesuvius, keeping an eye on the clientele. I found a weapon in her locker and I fired her. She's still in Hollywood watching the club.
Sure, but it'd be a crime if anything happened to you.
It's gonna be dangerous. But if you got left, I'd be grateful. Very, very grateful.
Yeah, baby.
Get that suck on.
Some suck?
He works over at the center.
Yo, bro, can I get a jerk? Jerk and clean? Yo, dog, you done with those shake weights? Yeah.
So if there are other dancers or patrons around, we'll have to lure them away from her. Do it as quietly as we can. And be careful with some disciplines.
Yeah, sure. Okay, now time to go fuck off and do something entirely different. That fucking dancing. Yeah, dude. I like the one with the boob physics. Because the... Just like- Is that the same
Yeah.
dance that I have?
It's very similar. It's a shame that you can't dance with them, honestly.
I know. I really...
I would really love to see it.
Is there a console command that lets you just activate the dance emote? Like, I want to dance. I
You
need to dance. I bet it's like a placeable thing you can just like put down as like a box of just can dance. Man, I guess that must be a thing in strip clubs. They have like shirts, because I've seen people come back with shirts from strip clubs.
Yeah, that is pretty weird. You would think that you wouldn't want other people to know you were there.
Some real fucking sexy Muppet dancing going on in there.
Yeah.
Now, okay, so maybe I just go back to Alvin Goldstein, Jewish bail bondsman.
Sounds weird.
There was also there was a couple interesting characters at that con. The other one was, it was a couple who was producing comics and whatever, and it was very frustrating to see them doing kind of
Take your time. Hand me the item. Did he at least make a good excuse?
ginger swap.
No. Not me. Brings back a lot of memories. 70 years ago, wasn't a man in this city that wasn't here for his family, career, anything else that weren't back with her.
Where do I meet this old bat?
Ginger's one's been dead since the 50s. 20 years after, there were still grown men weeping at her grave. I don't know how she's relevant, but I have faith we'll figure it out.
Alright, so I guess I'll go to the graveyard and get my blood salvo ready. Yeah, blood shield, I believe, is a masquerade violation. Who knows why? Oh, let me just check the map for the graveyard.
Oh yeah, that clears things.
Yeah, that perfect.
I totally understand.
So, like, let me get some Claritin.
there, stream. Are you not entertained? I can't wait until Eric and I have our vampire misadventures. It's gonna be great. Yeah. Yeah, that will be fun. Interesting to see the differences between the game versus the tabletop version.
Okay. Sorry about that. So yeah, it was kind of frustrating seeing them do kind of poorly. Like, the guy wrote books and comics, and but neither of them drew or anything. And the books, I was looking at the covers of the books, and the top of the book was chopped off, like it was cut out.
It's a poor print.
And so I was like, oh, this one right here has it's a misprint. And he's like, oh yeah, they all got chopped off. And I was like, what did you complain? Did you get like new books? And they were like, no, because I already accepted the proof. And I was like, what? And he was like, oh, but the proof wasn't like that. And I was like, well, then you
complain.
then they yeah, exactly, right? You know, actually though, I don't know where the graveyard is. Graveyard is in Hollywood. It's just,
it is very frustrating to see someone like do nothing about their life just being miserable. Like, they could do something about it and they just don't. They've already mentally given up. They don't want to say anything to bother anyone, to make their life slightly better. It's
Yeah.
too much work.
it's
I'll
like
just accept this.
there's this like retarded cultural push to stop Karens, but Karens are just white women who advocate for themselves. It's like, it's not a bad thing. Before there was a term for Karens, there was people complaining about, you know, I guess it's white women caring about their neighborhood or their lives or anything.
Like, the term Karen, like many other terms, got made into an umbrella term that just refers to anyone who ever speaks to the manager.
Yeah. And it's like, this guy is literally just, who's gonna buy the fucked up book? No one, right? It's like, I mean, there are people that like miscuts and stuff, but
Graveyard is across from the street from the strip club. I think the father MC dealing with his ungrateful kids and his idiot wife.
and like, I was asking questions about the they had like these books. They had these 3 books that had like religious stuff on them, and so I was like, oh, is this some Christian stuff? And then they're like, oh, well, the first 2 are interfaith, and I was like, oh god, like, I'm not. It's like, I'm not even like religious, but it's just like, stop being so weak, like, ugh. And so they're like, oh, this is actually like Judaism and Christianity and Islam and like Hinduism, and you know, it's like covering like all religions and stuff. And it's like, okay.
What kind of person is buying that book?
Just, I don't know, some kind
like
of
lost individual, like looking for a religion to join, or
some like turbo soy. No, it's I think it's just like some soft atheism is like basically what it's supposed to be for.
someone who just like wants some ammo.
Oh, they're slick. I want to think about knocking next time my damn near blew your hat off. Thought you might be a zombie. Who else would be waltzing in here in the middle of the night? Name's Romero, caretaker here. Well, that is, I don't exactly keep people from getting in.
Romero. A very subtle Easter egg.
That's right.
What the hell does interfaith mean?
I think Dane Cook coined the Karen term a long time ago. Yeah, it was like part of his bit or something.
Interfaith is like, yeah, I don't know. It's just some like high soy content term. You know what? Actually, I there's definitely better people to answer that question than me. But essentially, it's like an anti-religious stance, right? It's like, yeah, there's definitely like I know, I think John could much more adequately explain the whole thing behind the interfaith, but
Wasn't it like all religions are correct or something?
well, it's like, yeah, it's something like that, but it's like, it kind of, a lot of times people will use it to lift up other religions that don't really warrant any respect. Like, it's, it's like, people will say, like, oh, the Roman gods were just as crazy as the, whatever.
Aztec gods.
Yeah, but it's not true, right? It's like, like Rome went to war with Carthage, and people like to be like, oh, well, Romans had gods, and they were, and so that's somehow bad. But like, the Carthaginians had all sorts of like horrific gods. For example, Moloch, who is a Mortal Kombat character. Well, one of my favorites. I do enjoy him, but the real Moloch was like one of the rituals or holidays involved with him involved like throwing babies into a burning pit. So all the like, what did the Roman gods do? They were like, hey, could you like kill a goat? That's cool.
Hey dude, can I get some southern?
And then like the archaeological digs of like Carthaginian cities, you'll find these big pits of ritually sacrificed babies, and it's like, yeah, same thing, right?
Like this, every night around this time past, several months now, we haven't been getting up an inch to stroll down Hollywood Boulevard. Nobody knows why. They're working on it. Until they figure it out, they needed a volunteer to patch the problem, and I stepped forward. Problem temporarily solved. The barracks are happy. I get to shoot zombies, and guarantee I get my blood for another month. I've carved out a nice niche here. Who knows? Vampire necro voodoo, toxic waste, solar radiation. The important part is, they continue to rise up, and I get to put them down. Everybody's a winner.
Sounds like fun.
You're telling me. As far as I know, I'm the only person around Hollywood who considers marksmanship an art. A lot of this dish around here used to be asshole celebrities too. Hey, you wouldn't be interested in watching the place Michael handles the business, would you? I'm not supposed to leave, or it might end up in a zombie holocaust or something. Like one time the scouts snuck in. Just pretty.
For a second, I thought he was gonna say, "Hey, you're not an undead man, are you?"
This side quest is actually quite hard. I've only done it once in my 3 playthroughs.
Oof. Hey, can I get some sacrifice, bro?
I'll be back in about 5 minutes. If you should see any zombies in that time, you can put them down. No, they're dead. So you're either gonna have to hack them up good, or shoot them in the head. Just hope they don't bite you. No, it just hurts like a bitch.
Okay.
Fantastic. Only one room. Nothing gets in. Keep away from the front and back gates. Here. That's my hand.
Alright, it's gonna be good save then.
Guy casually swinging his shotgun around. I don't think this is going to be very hard.
Okay.
Oh. Timer started. Yeah, so it fills me up. Okay, front and back gates. I don't know where the front and back gates are precisely. Okay, back gate here.
Some pretty sick music they slapped on the background.
Oh, do I actually have to hit him in the head? Okay. No, no good.
No, 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 no.
Um, I can't get a good angle for blood salvo. I think shotgun, it doesn't matter if you hit them. It's just like... You...
Larry says, wow, that blood steel power makes this so much more manageable. Yeah, there sure are a lot of zombies.
I had to check the back gate.
This is making a convincing case for Tremere being best plan.
Yeah, I mean... Sorry, I'm just like focusing on making sure I get my AoEs off. Yeah, I think the Tremere have their things. Okay, so on the other side, I should have run back. Okay, that's fine.
Man, they really want you to be up close to hit somebody with a gun.
Well, I just don't have a lot of skill in guns, you know?
Ah, okay. So that's what it is.
Should be hitting you guys. I want to try and do this without using blood packs. I guess in the beginning I can't use blood salvo. I have to use blood strike. This guy right in the beginning goes here, right? Maybe it changes, random.
Hey, Trust Taiwan. So I
Hey.
could never make it very far in this game. Not because of the bugs, just because I would always spend far too much time trying to make my character look like Bela Lugosi.
Bela Lugosi is the original like Dracula actor.
Oh, okay. Our buddy is having dreams.
We're probably at the blood salvo point. Damn it. Can I just like... Is it really just that easy?
You know what? That is significantly better. Oh yeah. Yeah, fuck guns. It's guns when you got some sick knife skill. Just run around and start knifing them.
Bet celerity would make this easier. No good.
I don't think so. character was so bad at guns that it was actually hindering you. Yeah, it seems like it.
I don't know what the fastest route to get over here is.
Damn.
Alright, so... I bet this is like an opportunity for blood buff. Yeah. Yeah, third one kills him, okay. Yeah, I guess blood salvo time. Just do that. Okay.
I think they might actually just expect you to run back and forth between each gate constantly.
Yeah. I guess. Can I? Oh, no one's at that. Oh wait, no, there is. Okay. It's not too bad.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like you're doing pretty good. So I gotta gotta say the effects on this game are quite loud.
I can lower the volume. If your sensitive little ears can't handle it.
Well, it's like everything else is fine, but then the effects are like gong. I feel validated that Adam is having at least a little trouble with this, says Lowry.
Yeah. I don't know. It's not... With the... I think part of it is like... To just run back and forth with a knife and like no melee skills might just be like the way to do it. I think if I had celerity, it would let me go much faster between the whole thing. As they start to pile up, theoretically blood salvo should give me some kind of benefit, but at the moment it's just kind of worse than running around with a knife.
Celerity does help, can confirm.
Okay.
I think it's time to go back and check on the other game.
Yep. It'd be cool in like the new Vampires the Masquerade thing. You know, assuming the game itself isn't just like,
Garbage cut fest.
yeah, yeah, that. Man, where's it zooming into anyway? Oh. It would be cool to be able to play as like a Bruja and like really use celerity in like a live action sense. Because like, if you want to know what it's like to have celerity in a turn-based sense, I mean, there's the tabletop, of course, but then there's also like Final Fantasy X with Titus, where you can just like, oh, I don't. Probably only use blood salvo when there's so many that it's actually faster to use it. My instinct is to just use spells because they're cool. Seems like it only targets whoever's like in a certain cone of view to you. This is such a terrible like. Is that enough to get them to turn around? I guess not. Yeah, so yeah, the gate's buckling.
Did you hear? Apparently, the California governor is considering passing a bill that would allow and prioritize the striking writers and actors' ability to collect unemployment payment. Yes, I'm sure that's what the citizens of California want their tax money to go towards. Paying for some millionaire's house.
Although, I don't know. Californians aren't, like, the smartest, so... maybe they just, like... drank enough Kool-Aid that they're like, this is fine. And by
Playthrough and prepping for tabletop has really reignited my interest in Vampire the Masquerades.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a cool system, or at least it was, you know? Like the original system. Suppose. Suppose my time at each spot has to be more measured.
Suppose so.
Oh yeah, that kills. So the route back down is pretty fast. Second time that's happened. Start over. I think that's pretty much the start I always go for, so. Yeah, so the route down is like super fast because you can just skip right here. Actually, you know, if you do use a gun, decent shot from like here to just cover that gate. Unless there's like... Yeah, another glitch. Maybe verticality. I don't know.
Simplified controls for a modern audience. Oh, yes. For the game's journalist audience.
I don't know why publishers insist that developers cater to that quote-unquote audience. Because really the audience everyone is like checking in with is like a streamer or something. It's like their favorite streamer, and they'll just like watch them play for a bit, and if it looks fun, they'll get it. I mean, and that's kind of like Trisha was getting like sick playing like Sonic because they have this like terrible camera angle. But
I mean, that's true enough. Games journalists are kind of just like not super relevant anymore.
yeah. Although the fact that streamers playing the game and how fun it looks affects it so much. Like Trisha played Sonic Frontiers and was like sickened by the super weird like camera angles and stuff. And the reason they have those is because it looks good to watch. Like, yeah, I don't know. There's some like indie dev on Twitter that was using like a ridiculous amount of hit stun. Or
Just Taiwan.
But yeah, like I think what's it called, Hit Stop or whatever. It makes the game look really visceral and stuff, and so you
Oh no, it wasn't Sonic Frontiers. It was Sonic Adventure.
What?
I'm sorry. I'm responding to the comments. Just I was like, oh good to know the copy of Sonic Frontiers I sent to Trisha made her sick. Sorry, go on.
No, you was Sonic Frontiers, wasn't it?
No, I'm pretty sure it was Sonic Adventure.
The new game?
No, it wasn't the new game.
The game that's like in third person where they have the songs and like the emo songs and stuff?
Yeah, that didn't make me sick.
Okay. If you say so.
I don't remember it making me sick.
Well, I don't know. I don't really. You were annoyed by the it's about the time it it's about the time it fails on the other on like whatever side I'm not focusing. I mean sickened as in like disgusted. You were very annoyed, I guess, but that's not really what I mean. I mean like disgusted, like sickened by the by like the camera angles and a lot of like different aspects of the gameplay, and all of the things you were complaining about just made it look very cool from my perspective, but I'm not playing the game. So it's like games designed for other people to watch more than to play. Which is an effect of streamers being the most popular way of deciding if you want to get a game rather than a reviewer, because people can't trust reviewers anymore. The nice thing about Blood Salvo is you can use it while you're running without any animation, so you can just like tag zombies, really. Yeah, if I could use a gun, I would just shoot from up there down to the gate. But I can't. So... Well... I mean, it's what they want you to do, right? So, I guess I could... Nah, there's no way that's really gonna work. You can't pull aggro with the gun, even, right? Like... Maybe you can, I don't know. I wonder if there's like a fixed...
If only we had like an Aloran skull. Just pull that into this game.
There's always a guy. Hmm. Yeah, the that couple selling the books. They had 3 books about religion, and one of them was 2 of them were the interfaith stuff, and then one of them was like one of them she was like, oh, this one's, yeah, it does lean a little bit like Christian. Like, she was so ashamed of it. It was just so weird. I thought maybe like the husband was Christian or something, but because he was wearing a cross, but it was like a stylish cross, and then the next day he was wearing a shirt that said like "Error God Not Found." I was like,
Yeah. It's like one of those sexualities or genders where your gender changes on the day. It's like that, but with religion. One day he's Christian, next day he's atheist, and then he's Muslim. He's like, I should write an interfaith book. Religion fluid. Yeah, that's what it is.
I think they have a word for that. An apostate!
Blasphemy.
There's actually, it's not actually that too bad down here. Oh no, they just weren't.
quick.
I think the reality is, Blood Salvo, while fun, isn't. That's worthless.
They're talking about non-binary.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Explain the lies of non-binary. And Eric Lowry says, well, you see, Chaos, non-binary is when you're a woman, but you feel the desperate need for special victim status. And Gil says, special victim status, lol.
There's a lot of. I've experienced more, quote unquote, non-binary women than men.
Yes. There's a bunch of reasons for that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's really easy to prey on people going through puberty who don't quite feel like their changes are. They make sense yet.
Women are also put in this very odd predicament where, like, feminism is kind of anti-woman by accident because they prioritize masculine features over feminine ones.
Yeah.
So they don't really feel comfortable actually being a woman, even when they get involved in feminism.
And when I was going through puberty, never once was any positive trait of growing up stated to me. It was like, well, then you get to have a job and be miserable. And they're like, and all the teachers would say the shitty line where like, oh, you think school is bad? Just wait until you have a job. It'll be worse.
Yeah, that's not a good thing to tell people in general.
And it's like, no, you should be telling people how fucking amazing it is to be a man. You get to be strong. You get to protect people. You get to have other people look at you and, like, when someone has a problem, people will look at you and ask for your help, and you get to feel like useful and capable, and there's something entirely rewarding about having responsibility and stuff. But instead of that, they're just like, everything is bad, you can have armpit hair, life sucks and then you die, and it's like, well, no shit someone's going to say that they don't want puberty, and so they'll just say like, well, I'm non-binary. Don't prescribe to puberty. You know, this quest is kind of fucking retarded because the texture pop is just further than the gate at the top of the hill.
Brains.
Okay. Is that like a serious mechanic they thought was cool?
I guess it's just to waste your time. Yeah. I mean, non-binary obviously isn't really a thing, because you are by nature binary. Humans are just binary. So it kind of feels like the skit where Michael Scott just like yells that he declares bankruptcy. And it's like, it doesn't work like that. Just because you yell it doesn't mean that it happened. I am non-binary! No, you're still binary.
If I do this, not even really close. When I did this as a Nosferatu, I didn't have any trouble with the quest. And I think that's just because killing them in one hit or two hits would just make this quest so much easier.
Yeah, for sure. Knowing where they're going to gather all the time, it makes me, with my brain, think, oh man, if only I could just put down a giant bear trap by, like, the gates. Just snap them up. One group at a time.
I wonder if part of the trouble is caused by me going to this gate. Like, are they allowed to spawn... Are they allowed to spawn when I'm not nearby? Like, how the game functions. Because that wall is right next to that other little strip down below. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they don't pop in until you're like...
Yeah. This game sucks too bad for this quest.
So bullshit. Mm.
What a brutal quest.
I hope we run into someone that says they're non-binary in our D&D session. I just email the freak. Okay. Yeah, you can use disciplines while you're being grabbed.
It is interesting. Back to gun?
It's unfortunate because like I have blood shield and stuff, but it doesn't really do anything because
I don't suppose you have any weapons that do better damage.
no. This is the hardest combat in the game though, so it's not like I'm gonna need anything after this. Maybe I should be using Blood Salvo more like you're supposed to use disciplines instead of like trying to.
Good night, Gil. He's heading out.
Good night. So instead of like trying to keep it balanced so I never run out of blood, maybe I should be using it in such a way that it's just like I use it in an emergency when I really need to kill multiple at once.
We gotta check the other gate. Can't risk it.
I have a feeling. Damn.
Man, teleporting would be very useful in this mission.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Maybe just no clip.
Don't think that's Tremere discipline.
No, I don't think so.
You can sometimes hit their head.
Like the jumping attack hits their head specifically?
No.
Mm. Hey, Gabe the Gen. Welcome to the chat. We're on a kind of difficult mission in Vampires the Masquerade Bloodlines. We've got to run back and forth between these gates and kill these zombos before they break out.
I wonder how the mechanics of the game work. Like, it would definitely help you to do this quest if you knew. Like, can they spawn when you're far away? So should you be hugging the wall? Is there a limit to how many can spawn? So should I not be killing? How many can be spawned versus how many can spawn total? Like, is there like FromSoft games have a limit of how many entities can be spawned in an already loaded area.
Oh man, well, I won't gather that.
Ah.
There's still a bunch.
It's only 1 second. Sure, what you got?
I can give you a couple bucks in ammo, or try to improve your gun.
I don't know. I don't need ammo because I can't shoot. Teach me how to use a firearm.
When you fire, keep your eyes on the target even after you shoot, and use the sight. That's what's there. So listen, Jack. Would you look at the time? Now you know midnight movie's about to start. Next, probably you two Junior. Sound faces.
Lies of P just came out, and everyone is sucking puppet cock. I'm so tired of that whole subgenre. Subgenre of puppet cock?
Of Souls, like, you mean? So what did he get me in firearms? What?
Like Souls-like games. So, not entirely put off by it. I do think the Pinocchio spin is kind of odd, obviously.
He didn't give me any ranks in firearms because I had like.
Gave you advice, and that's more valuable than anything.
Did he improve ranged? No, because I had perception 1. I guess it was just glitched. Yeah, it's probably just bugged.
Sounds bugged to me.
Whatever. I'll figure it out. Yeah, I'll figure it out at some point, I guess. I don't know what the... yeah, Souls. I knew what you meant by subgenre. I am pretty sick of it too. I think you were the one who was talking about It's not bad ambience. Although I'm already sick of it. Okay. Let me go to the porno shop. I think that is the asshole of the porno shop. What is it called? Is it this? Oh, Sin Bin.
XXX.
I'll use a console command to give myself one useless rank in firearms, I guess.
What can I do for you, Slick?
Tell me about Ginger Swan. Oh, you got a girl who works with a broken heart tattoo on her back?
Yeah, Chastity. She works downstairs in the booths. But if you're looking for someone to pull your cork, I got better girls than her. She ain't
Ooh.
exactly adventuresome. Know what I'm talking about.
Am I sure?
It's your dollar. But if you want a private show, you're gonna have
Dollar.
to wait until the booth customers clear out. The girls don't come out for one-on-one action until then.
He's so twitchy.
His eye is clipping into his eyelids.
Yeah.
More questions. Tell me about Hollywood. Where do I obtain some hardware?
Hardware? I got plenty of hardware in here. Check out the footlongs over there. What more could you? No. You're talking about the exit loop.
Yep.
Right? You didn't hear it from.
Okay.
She's the hunter you need to kill, so yes, you're sure.
Ah.
The moon is out, everyone's in
Oh.
Disneyland, and you've tuned in.
Alt fire modes. Forgot about that.
Ready to fall asleep next to you?
I'd like the special.
That's what I'm here for. And hey, why don't you call
Is this all he sells? I thought.
Area code 323.
Oh, there isn't. I didn't. Was that there?
Looks like somebody's been waiting.
Was that actually there? Because I clicked and then I saw it, but I didn't see it before I
Yeah,
clicked.
I don't even remember.
Sex, as in you have an insect problem, or tripping crickets are keeping you up, or you have nightmares about them. Help me out here.
No. Don't you know? When you fall asleep, they can crawl into your mouth or your ears or your nose. You can't prevent it if you're asleep. I mean, what can you do?
Are there any scientists out there listening to this?
I read something. I don't know where. But do you know the average person eats several pounds of insects a year? The majority of that weight is composed of roaches, ants, and spiders. Just knowing that as soon as you close your eyes, a big fat centipede is going to drop into your
It is
mouth
there.
and crawl down your throat.
I don't know how I didn't see it.
Never sleep at night.
You
So
know, they
weird.
voluntarily eat insects in some countries.
Yeah, well, those countries probably need Jesus.
So you never sleep at night. I assume you do sleep, right?
I sleep at work.
And what exactly do you do?
I'm a middle school teacher.
That would explain why my nephew invested that 20 I sent him for his birthday on magic beans. It's always good to know that the future of our country is in good hands, isn't it? Oh boy. Let's see who else we got. Caller, what do you do for a living?
I'm Roger.
Okay, and what do you do, Roger?
I'm a writer, Deb.
So, have you written any movies I might have seen?
Well, I actually haven't finished any screenplays yet.
I see. So, have you done any other kinds of writing?
Well, just some outlines right now, but I got some really good ideas for some stories that are crawling around in the old noggin.
So, if you haven't really written anything, how can you call yourself a writer? Because I once fixed my toilet doesn't make me a plumber, right?
Well, you see,
Is there anyone in this city that doesn't call themselves a writer or actor or director? Don't you think you're doing a disservice to those who actually make their living in those art forms by deeming yourself something you're not or not even trained to do?
well, I think I'm pretty good at knowing what's good writing from bad writing.
Well, wouldn't that make you a critic? Let's see if anyone else agrees. Mine too. Are you ready for a menage a trois?
Sure thing, Deb.
And would you please state what you do for a living?
I'm a personal assistant for a producer at Parasite Studio.
Perfect. Do you read a lot of screenplays?
Don't get me started.
Well, for a writer on the phone, gives you a big chance to pitch your screenplay. Is that okay, Light?
Tell me, dude. Well, okay. So, my story's about this guy. You don't say. Okay, so this guy, he's
Gives... Alright. Gives a -1 in dexterity. Well... let's see what it looks like.
I would like a cheeseburger with 40 caliber cheese.
Okay.
Well, I too would get there.
Can't really even see myself.
Hey,
Is that really an improvement?
it looks the same.
It doesn't look the same. It looks way better.
The moon is out, everyone's in dreamland, and we've tuned into nobody to fall asleep next to.
And yes, it was me. I talked about this before. Yeah, the DMC. Soon we'll do a DMC stream, and I'm
Oh,
sure
yeah,
you'll
that's
be
right.
you'll be thrilled. So, where am I supposed to learn about Ginger Swan from? I went to the graveyard. Maybe I should go back to the graveyard. Maybe it's, was it on this side? Someone said across from the strip club? I think it, oh yeah, I guess it is across from the strip club. Did this guy's little side quest. So what clans would you guys want to be? I'd probably go for Torador. Or maybe Bruja. Yeah, I mean the clan that's the best at fighting seems like the best investment, right? This is clearly where this retired porn star would be buried.
Only the best.
Naturally. This whole area makes me feel like I should have come in here with more blood.
Torador, need to get some suck.
Oh, it actually is. She's buried in here. Okay. Alright, now who's gonna stop me when I come out of here with the, Oh, you can also, there's, Blood Shield.
Whoa, dude. So cool. Sounds so gross.
Splish Splosh. Did you two have fun at the con? It was alright. Well, you know what, honestly? Not amazing, I must say. Oh, do I have to toggle this off? Nope. It just adds more duration. We have got to get some private dances. Let me just save in case this doesn't end when I change zones. This game is interesting to watch. I feel like I had put it down before finishing it, so it's good to just chill and watch you play it. I know that feeling.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Now, is this a Masquerade violation? If I already have it, yeah, okay. All right, guys. You know what? Fine. We'll just chill and wait for our cool blood mode to end while
Can
we.
you actually not take it off?
No, I can't.
Damn.
We'll just hang out and be cool, covered in blood, with
Just dripping blood everywhere you walk.
This guy isn't even here. Where's Romero? Just splish splosh, having a bath. Yeah, this world is really cool. The actual gameplay elements of the actual game part, not great. I mean, good for their time and stuff, but not an amazing gameplay masterpiece. It's really the setting is super cool, and the quest design is well, I don't know. Maybe the ideas of the quests are cool anyway. That's why I'm excited to try and like rip off these quests in like a tabletop game and like see how it goes. Although there's a bunch of stuff I'd like to tweak. Probably come up with a cooler sheriff for one. This talk about Ruprecht Kroner has me tempted to make a Nosferatu Kroner clone. I still think the gameplay is serviceable. It is. It is indeed. Man, Blood Shield lasts for fucking ever.
Yeah.
I wish I could dance.
Dance in the blood. Can you just code the blood shield off? It happens in the name.
Just dance this way. Is this like one of those things that has no duration and I just need to get hit a certain number of times? So am I doomed? Perfect. It's gone.
You are the silhouette. Who's that vampire?
You're so goofy. Maybe I should just try and sneak past everyone. Just drip dropping with some ambience. That's the number one thing about this game is the ambience is super good. Oh, the other thing about that lady who was like a turbo weeb and like
There's a button to cancel all disciplines.
ah,
Oh, thank God.
we can stop drip dropping.
Thank you, Eric.
Don't mind me, I'm totally normal. Who would like to get some suck? What is this? This is probably someplace.
Eric's like, I'm helping.
Alright. Let's get some suck. We're gonna need to suck a lot. Hey there, baby. Oh shit. Hold on. Hold on, wait. Yeah. Yep. Free is the best price. Alright.
Wow.
Man. Let's enhance. Hold on. There we go. Now we're talking. Now we've got some fucking... They're just like
Now
bags. just like fucking...
absolute utters.
Nice uts, babe.
Yeah, uts.
You got some nice uts. Alright. So I need to find some place that she considers to be isolated. I think last time it was just like not...
Alley?
It wasn't an alley, it was just payphones. It was like not in a phone booth, just
fair
like... Like, here we go. No, it's too open? Hold on. Let's find a nice isolated spot. I'm gonna drink her blood, obviously, but she's like, yeah, let's fuck, and it's like, where was it? It was like, there must be certain spots that are coded to be like, yes, you're isolated. Oh, it was here. It was here.
Okay, honey.
Yeah, but it's like,
Yeah, right.
yeah. A cop right there, just like, this is fine.
Mommy milk.
Yeah, it's just mommy milkers. Yeah, she's low quality blood. We need way more suck. Is there a nightclub or something?
Did you see anyone wearing a femboy boner shirt at your convention? Wouldn't that just be the icing on the cake? We saw a couple of actual femboy boners.
What the fuck does that mean? Okay. Let me There's no action. There's no.
Big pokies.
Yeah, she's got some fucking daggers in there.
Bolted on. If you don't have a happy story tonight, I say we mess with the boob size until we die of laughter.
Sounds good. Did you guys hear about the drama with fucking Scala Gladiatoria and Shadiversity? I'm poor but hot. Let's fuck. Okay. Don't worry, I take all my.
Don't worry, she won't bother us.
It's fine. I just need to get to this dark corner and we can fucking.
Will it actually let you do it right in front of her?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's so weird.
Yeah, let's fuck, babe. It's fine.
The girl's like right there.
There we go. All full. All right, ladies. Till next time. Okay, bring the take back to Isaac, and he's at that jewelry shop. So, the con was full of colorful characters. Oh, sorry, right, the drama thing, right? So Scala Gladiatoria is distancing himself from Shadiversity. He starts off his like letter to his Facebook group with, "I hope this will appease you."
Oh man.
What a little bitch. It's
I
like,
hope this will appease you. I have sacrificed the goat.
he's like,
Bring me rain, please.
yeah, it's like, it's like someone commented under it and was like, this sounds like someone who's like a hostage to their audience.
Yeah.
Like they're just terrified of like their. So like Shadiversity is like, just like some Christian guy. Like there's none of his.
Mormon.
Yeah, he's Mormon. None of his takes are. Is Scala decent or bad? Scala Grim also made some comment recently where he like doesn't approve of Shadiversity having like doesn't approve of his like politics or whatever. Yeah, I don't know. That's a different thing, but Scala Gladiatoria, I'm gonna edit the video tonight and maybe post it before I go to sleep if I'm particularly skilled at editing, but probably not. It's probably gonna take me a while. But I normally don't comment on like, I normally don't make videos. It's a thing called online shopping now. Wow, I'm so quirky. I know about online shopping when this game came out in like whatever year.
I get a lot of young blood here from getting their place. I'll assist you as reasonably as I can with your task. But first, I'm in a hurry to find out what's behind all the hype, so get comfortable. I do have a feeling
Yeah, no, 2004.
whatever's here may be of use to both of us.
So those.
Oh my.
So those are Sumishi, like Sumisi.
More disturbing than I was led to believe. You can understand my concern now, can't you? It just so happens that around the time this snuff film started circulating, the Masquerade disappeared. I tried to elicit their help in tracking down the source, and for the first time in all these years, I was dismayed by their absence. doors over there. I assume it does. It's awfully coincidental otherwise. Those creatures. I don't know how many professional FX houses can pull those off.
He's got
There's
a
a problem
good
though, in that
chin.
the film's incomplete.
Yeah.
The first half is damaged. We need a complete copy. Again, if you think you can find them without
All right.
behind the pit showing block of the Dream Factory, there's another city turning out a vile byproduct in the further consumption of the debauched audience.
Oh, he's a Toreador?
Well, I know that he's not a soy boy beta cuck. Just look at his chin.
Oh, right. Yeah, there's a Smut Peddler. There's Flynn over there. Don't know much about either of those guys. So they're both, like, in that sphere of, like, making content on, like, medieval stuff, like swords and whatever. I stopped watching Scala Gladiatoria a while ago. Not for any political reason, really. I didn't really totally... I wasn't... Well, I guess I should have known, but I wasn't totally cognizant of him being a leftist. The reason I stopped watching him was because his videos just, like...
Got worse and worse.
Well, his videos were horrible. Like, they're, like, 20 minutes long, and he gives no information, and he just, like, postures about being smart while having zero information about anything.
Kind of sounds similar to Shadowversity's videos.
Yeah, I mean...
I kind of stopped watching Shadowversity for a similar reason, where it's just like the videos are way too long and he never gets to the point. Some of his videos are fine, but like, ugh, man, most of them are just unwatchable.
Yeah. But he does eventually get... He has... That's I think that's the difference is... Shadowversity has a point, but if you're not paying attention through the whole 30 minutes, you might not notice it. Whereas Scala Gladiatoria, I like rewatched a video because I just assumed that like I missed his point. He has many videos where he makes no point and he just has no information for you.
Just like 30-minute clickbait.
But like, so he made two videos in particular, but there's plenty of his videos that just left a sour taste in my mouth. Like anytime he's talking about swords in any part of the world that isn't Europe, he's like, oh, you have to think of the context. They're not bad swords. They're just designed for a different context. And it's like, so in this context, everyone made trash weaponry, and so it was okay to have trash weaponry, but they still are trash weapons. It's like, and then he'll be like, oh, well, Viking swords weren't that good. It's like, yeah, but not a lot of people use them. They use axes. It's just like, oh, well, you know, katanas aren't that bad because the Viking swords didn't have big hand guards. It's like, yeah, but they were paired with shields. It's a terrible argument. That's not... Anyway, he's always like... So he had... So he would, like, generally simp for non-European stuff.
Yeah.
And, like, he's always like, oh, I learned a lot about the Indian mutinies, like the Indian... like revolution against England, but he's like, oh, I don't want to do videos talking about it because it's not very politically correct or whatever. And it's like, okay, whatever,
okay,
man. And he, yeah, in hindsight, I guess I should have realized he was a soy boy beta cuck, but I didn't. He made a video where this guy, it was like some commercial he was reacting to where the guy was like, oh, I realize I have Viking DNA. And he's like, it's not called Viking DNA. It's like, you know, Scandinavian, and you shouldn't be proud of your heritage, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, Your whole existence is fueled on people caring about their heritage. He sells antique swords to people that would only buy them if they were proud of their heritage.
Yeah.
He sells lessons in sword fighting to people that would only care about them if they cared about their heritage. And then he has a YouTube channel, the same thing. He goes on this rant all the time about how people shouldn't want to learn longsword because their ancestors wouldn't have used a longsword because they're probably poor. And so you should learn sword and shield or sword and buckler or whatever. And it's such a stupid argument because what better connection with your ancestors could you have than becoming what they dreamed of becoming? Even if your ancestors weren't a knight, what would
they
it
very well could have been.
what would it mean to your ancestors to be looking down from heaven and see their descendant buy a suit of armor, buy a horse, buy the manuals, buy the sword fighting manuals they couldn't have even glanced at in their lifetime, much less read, much less been literate enough to read. Pick that up and study it day after day and learn sword fighting for no real practical application, just to be what his ancestors dreamed of becoming. It's beautiful. It's uplifting. It's empowering. And then on one hand you could like watch someone like the Golden One or something who's like, become great, blah, 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 like, embrace your ancestry. Or you could watch Scala Gladiatorius and be like, no, you should feel bad about everything in your life. No.
Be proud of your heritage if you're not white.
Yeah. It's like, no, you should be a beta cuck like me. And it's like, how about...
If I hate myself enough, they'll like me.
Yeah. So yeah, that's why I unsubscribed to Scala Gladiatoria, and now it turns out he's like, oh, Shadiversity is like.
I didn't even know.
He was like, he's a racist, sexist, homophobe, and it's like, what are you even talking about? He's like, maybe I need to study his 3-hour. Fuck. Man, he makes some fucking long videos on his alternate channel. I thought he was live streaming because it was such a fucking long video.
It's unbearable.
His takes are not even close to being like controversial, and the reason that he's now distancing himself is because a bunch of people were like, oh, he talked to Sargon of Akkad, and it's like, Sargon of Akkad isn't even edgy either. Like, he's just like, there's nothing even spicy going on, and their conversation apparently focused almost entirely on what it is to be a father and mental health issues that young men have, and a lack of motivation and apathy that young people face nowadays, and how to motivate people and inspire people, and like, the joys of being a father. And like, it was like some just regular like normie trad conversation, and he's like, oh, I have to distance myself from this guy. He wants people to be fulfilled in life.
He wants to make people happy. Ugh, disgusting.
Do I
I'll tell you a little bit, but if anyone comes asking, you've never heard of me. They produce only the most hardcore video. I'm not even talking black market here, more like black hole market. Not the kind of product you want to get mixed up in.
I don't like how this guy smirks at me.
I don't like how his eye is clipping through his.
It's kind of spooky.
Yeah.
Forget it, man. I don't even know what the hell you're talking about. What? Who are they? Seriously, get the hell out of here.
Look, I'm a collector.
Okay. Look, all I know is that a guy calls on payphone down the street every once in a while. They'll say something like, the moon is a terrible mistress, or some creepy shit like that.
Don't like that he didn't just shave his head.
Who walks the night with
He looks like he wants some suck.
Well, this guy. This guy is a.
Scared the shit out of me.
Alright.
Maybe we should be ending this stream soon.
Hey, wait. Look, you might as well know this. The word on the street is that they didn't even make the food. They're just distributing it. No one even knows where it comes from. I'm telling you, man. Whatever you're in, get out of it now.
Alright. Yeah, I guess we could. It's not,
Any happy
can't-
stories?
can't end it in there.
No, not with that guy shutting me down.
That guy I think has like super high quality blood, by the way.
Morning out, sir. You want some sub?
That guy in there is like a fucking 4.5 point blood bag. Well, let's go to the asylum. We've got to, right? Gotta end the stream being isolated. Like that. So bad. Why is nobody dancing? Boo.
Because they need you. Think the band ever plays here?
It will in my my tabletop game. I had to figure out how to make maps. Anyway.
Dance with the enhanced boob size.
There's nobody in here who has boobs.
Also, nobody in here who's dancing.
Well, somebody has boobs. Oh, that's right, she does. Your main squeeze. Right? Yeah. Hold on. What do we got going on here?
Why, hello.
I missed you. Did you miss me?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hey
Is
baby.
it cold in here?
Okay. Unaware of what's outside. Let me put that back. Yeah, so anyway, I'm gonna like edit a video about that whole thing later. And as far as like you're getting so much mileage out of this command, it is so fun. Every game should have it. Every
Yes,
game.
Yes. Oh, man. They're trying to take it away from us. But we will get her physics back in games.
Yeah, I'll torpedoes away. It's like those old like stress toy things that were like really big.
Yeah.
It's like they're made out of that shit. It's terrible. Yeah, next time, Never, I'll fill you in on some of the stories. We had quite a few colorful characters at the con, but it's not
It's not end stream.
it's not
worthy.
end stream quality. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like the DK mode on GoldenEye, but with boobs. Do you guys ever use the funny hats in Medal of Honor Frontline? Because they go hard with those hats. I can't believe they put so many hats in the game. They're not even really hats. Because it's like, it's nuts. What they put, so there's different cheats in like older games. The funny hat mode in Medal of Honor Frontline goes so far beyond, like, so there's like, someone will have a pistol on their head or a machine gun on their head, right? But it doesn't stop there. There's like a full body hat that encompasses them of like a French fry thing, of like a cup of French fries from like a stadium, and like a whole body hot dog suit, basically. Who is the soy boy sword YouTuber you were talking about earlier? I think I'm subscribed to them, and I wanted to make sure I unsub. Lol. It was Scala Gladiatoria, so SCH. If you're control Fing it. Yeah, it's like I don't think it makes any sense on like a health level. Like let's say that he's correct and that you mathematically shouldn't be proud of your heritage. Like he opened the gate, he performed human transmutation, the gate opened, and then he saw the truth as he was being dragged through the gate with the black hands. You know, I'm talking about Full Metal Alchemist. If you don't watch anime, I'm not insane, okay? So he's being dragged through the gate. He sees the truth. They force his eyes open with the claws, and he's like, "Oh my god, I see the truth, and I can do transmutation, and also you mathematically shouldn't be proud of your heritage." You know, even if that's true, that's a worthless fact because it is worse for you. Like, it is unhealthy to just hate yourself and not be proud of your heritage. It serves you no benefit to just hate yourself and then just like, I don't know, just you like it's like there's another YouTuber. If you're looking to replace your Scala Gladiatoria subscription with another one, there's another YouTuber called The Golden One, and you'll probably know when you found the right one. I'm sure there's a bunch with that name, but like you'll know the guy.
Yeah.
You'll
just look for look for chin size.
He's like this jacked like Swedish guy who does. He started out as like a fitness channel, but then he like pivoted into more like stuff about like, I don't know, culture and whatever.
Yeah.
And he was like he has a video on like Scottish showers, which I thought was pretty useful. So Scottish showers, you have a hot shower and then you end your shower by turning on like freezing water. So then it like for like a minute at the end of the shower, and that like invigorates you and causes you to produce all this like extra like hormones and stuff. I think it makes you produce more testosterone and stuff, and that gives him this like invigoration at the end of his shower, and he's like, this is it's like worth doing this for this and that reason. And he's like, if you struggle to get through the minute of cold water, what I do is I imagine that I'm one of my ancestors, a Viking jarl, and one of my men has fallen off the boat, and I have to dive into the freezing water to save him. And then I just imagine that I'm doing that, and that gets me through the thing. And he's like, if it sounds silly to you, well, perhaps it is, but it does work. It is like, it has a measurable effect. Your brain is a muscle, and like you should whether or not like believing in stuff is real or not, it has like a measurable benefit, and so you might as well utilize it. And like, yeah, I mean, that's,
Yeah.
sure there's like a better way of like articulating that, but at the end of the day, it serves you no benefit to be like, okay, I won't be proud of my heritage and whatever, and just,
Okay, I'll hate myself so that you feel better.
yeah. The monsters make me hide. Such a good song.
I need to get the Vampires and Masquerade CD.
Well, this game is so old that you can just like open up the files of the game and it's in there. Like they're not encoded at all. They're just MP4 files or MP3 files just sitting in a folder, and the game just plays them.
Yeah.
So the whole OST is just like in your computer. Same thing with Oblivion, by the way. The whole soundtrack is just sitting in your game files. It's not, they didn't encode it to like keep it from you or anything. Even though they sell the soundtrack,
I mean, it's kind of purposeless to encode it in the first place. Everyone can just get the songs on YouTube anyway.
Yeah, and you can. I mean, yeah, people usually crack those encoder things anyway.
Yeah.
So, I remembered the happy story that I was like, I told a happy story a couple days ago, and I can't remember it now. But I guess, like, I feel like that's, like, a happy enough sentiment to end on.
The golden one?
Yeah, although... I guess, like, in my, like, people watching, I saw... It's not really people watching because I'm customer watching. I'm like, who can I flag down to come over and buy something?
Yeah.
What I saw some interesting people, and there was one family in particular I found kind of striking just because the mother was so distinct. So, like, as soon as I saw her, I thought she was cosplaying. Not because of any sort of outfit, because I only saw her face. But just, like, how she was Scottish, of, like, Scottish descent, right? And super piercing, like, ethereal blue eyes. And a really, like, defined jawline. Not like a strong jaw, like a masculine jaw, but like a sharp jawline. Like her skin was very, like, clung very readily to her neck and jaw. And she was standing with this, like, super straight posture, and her hair was red, not red, like ginger hair, like a redhead, and it was kind of combed or brushed straight back and just fell down her back. It was like tucked behind both ears. It wasn't like sort of done in any fancy way where it, like, spills down on one side. It was very plain, but her hair was super immaculately cared for. It wasn't too oily, it wasn't too dry. It was just very well cared for as, like, a matter of, like, neatness. It was just very nice hair. But she didn't style it in any way as to, like, make herself look glamorous. And then she had this super straight-backed posture. The reason I thought she was cosplaying is because she's looking around, like, it almost reminded me of, like, a sorceress or something. Like, I was like, oh, maybe she's cosplaying, like, a sorceress or I don't know, like Morrigan or, like, Epona or some, like, Celtic deity. But she's just some woman walking around the con. And she's standing super straight back with this, like, very straight, proud posture. But she was, I noticed as I, like, panned down, she was pregnant. Big pregnant belly. But, like, a lot of people will, like, adopt a certain posture to accommodate for having a big belly, like men and women. They'll, like, start hunching a little bit or lean back super far to, like, lift it up like a crane. And she was just, like, super perfect posture, completely unhindered. She still had a very correct posture. And then the dad was, like, she was tall. She was, if I stood up, most certainly taller than me. Taller than her sons. And she had a bunch of, like, older sons trailing behind. Some of them might have been, like, friends or something, but they were all, like, tall, strong, like, their arms were, like, straining against the t-shirts they were wearing. And they were wearing, like, nerdy t-shirts, but they just looked so disgusted by, like, all of the tables around us that they wouldn't come close to any of them. And, like, we were kind of wedged in there a little bit. Well, not too bad, but, like, I don't know. Nothing against our con neighbors or whatever, but they just didn't seem like they wanted to be in that room at all.
It didn't seem like they wanted to stop.
Yeah. But the sons were strong and proud, and there was, like, 3 or maybe 4, like, older teenage boys behind them. The father he kind of had the look of someone who was much more jacked when he was younger, but he still had like old man muscle, like his like, you know, big biceps, and like his legs were like big too. And he had sort of mostly gray. He had like kind of early graying, a big beard, but like manicured, you know, like shaped into a certain way. Kind of like hard to describe. It's just like it hugged his jaw, but like expanded from there, and then he had like a longer chin going down. Like the goatee section was like longer than the rest, and then he had long hair that was just long enough to barely reach his shoulders, and that was like combed back over his head. And then he was pushing a stroller. I think they were both pushing the stroller. It's kind of hard to tell. It was a bit of a crowd, and it was a double stroller. So way above, Elon Musk would be proud. Way above replacement rate. They've got at least like one of those kids has to be theirs that's following them, but probably all of them. That makes me wonder how they all arrived in one car. It was like 6 people. No, 6 people plus babies. But yeah, then 1 on the way, and then probably 2 in the stroller. So we got 7 there, plus
That's
adults.
a full house.
Yeah, it's a family of 9 or so. I don't know. I thought they were probably living a good life. There was people there that I felt like were not living good lives, but they seemed content with their existence. Was that your stomach rumbling? It was. It was indeed.
It's that time.
But anyway, I should write down the other happy story. I told it a couple days ago. I'll tell it when I've committed greater sins. It was with the kids on the plane.
Time for some more sleep. Not tonight. For tonight, it's time for bed.
Yeah.
We've done enough sucking.
I'm gonna get to writing and editing. Well, writing words and editing videos. Yeah, thank you guys for hanging out. I do greatly appreciate your company. And, yeah.
Good night.
Good night, guys. Catch ya next